Wednesday, November 26th, 1986. You've got diarrhea. So you grab the first tape you can find, ignoring the concerned look of the other B-side video rental customers. They're all staring at you, squeezing your butt cheeks together like a trash compactor. But you're not going to let that ruin your night. The box in your hand displays a couple in bed, ready to get their smoochies on. A psycho bald lady with a weird mouth breaks through the wall with well-manicured nails and a knife. She is the Dreamaniac. Welcome to B-Side Video Rentals. I'm Jeremy Briggs.
And I'm Jenny Wenger.
Hi, Jenny. What's going on with you?
Hi, Jeremy. This was the first one that I started watching that had boobs, and my husband still walked out and said, I'm going to skip this one. He's like, I'm good.
Well, I'll tell you, this thing definitely needs to be get some sort of update, polish it up, because it was hard to see some of that stuff. It was like, why are we on like the most pixelated version right now? Like, let's update this. Come on, clean up the footage for me.
And I think he loses interest also when he doesn't know anybody in the movie.
Right. I don't know any of these people.
I have no stories.
Yeah. I can't interrupt your film with my tales.
Yes, his wild tales that really sealed the deal with me. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a doozy. It was a doozy.
Yeah, before we get into
the bald lady on the cover.
It was never a payoff. That's what we're finding, though.
Lady. Yeah, there is no payoff ever.
They're
I was like,
teams.
I want a bald lady.
I know. That would have been nice.
All right.
Okay. News?
Shall we do it? Let's get into the news. November 26th, 1986. And these are your not-so-current events. ABC has decided to cancel Breslin's People and The Dick Cavett Show, announcing that it planned to get out of late-night programming. The network said, it's time we focus on our true calling. ABC started the alphabet. It's time we finished it. It's so stupid. An elementary school was closed indefinitely yesterday when several children became sick after the building cleaned its rugs, or as Jenny calls them, floor toupees.
Oh my God, you're telling my secrets.
Yeah.
After enduring 139 days of rain, heat, and cold in a parking lot to win a car by being the last person to have a hand on it, the last two contestants struck a deal to share the prize. They shook on it, and their hands immediately fell off.
Why? 139 days? What is wrong with you? You lost your job.
I mean, it's just very stupid. I remember this happening.
You remember those?
It was a big deal when these things were going on. People watched it like it was like a sporting event. I'm like, these are just a bunch of losers.
They don't. Oh, what?
Negotiators for Toyota and 16 American building trade unions reached an agreement to hire union workers to construct an $800 million automobile assembly plant in Kentucky. Maybe I'm biased, but I don't trust a ficus to assemble anything.
No. Assembly plant? No thanks.
Idiot.
I don't trust any plant that wants to build something. It's not up to code. Jose Canseco, who only batted .240, hit 33 home runs and drove home 117 runs, became the first member of the Oakland A's to win Rookie of the Year. Even more impressive, his calves. They're huge. They're like little baby cows. Calves?
Oh my God, you're so
Shut up.
dumb. You're so dumb.
Shut up, Jody. A decoy deer in central Tennessee has been used to catch and convict 40 people of roadside hunting, including one that tried to kill the fake deer with an M16 automatic rifle. When asked why, the man promptly killed himself in a game of Russian roulette. That's for the cinephiles. You remember that movie, The Deer Hunter? Do you remember it? It's a Deer Hunter movie.
I try to forget.
I was traumatized by that film.
I don't like it at all. The Food and Drug Administration has rejected a petition to ban the artificial sweetener NutraSweet, dismissing a consumer group's concern that it might trigger seizures or eye problems. What it definitely triggers is my gag reflex.
Gag reflex, at least mine. I don't know about yours.
I don't have one. I was popular in college.
Jenny, that was your nickname, NutraSweet? What?
Yeah, that was another one of my nicknames.
That's crazy.
So weird. Austrian officials have begun sifting through 371 claims to a random collection of art objects confiscated by the Nazis during World War II and stored in Austria. The most sought-after piece is Hitler's personal collection of butthole photos.
It was extensive.
Dude loved looking at buttholes, man. He was a real butthole connoisseur, that Hitler. Gross.
Hey, I just read what's on the paper.
That's all I do here, man.
The theft of 500 pounds of marijuana from the Miami Police Department compound has shaken and the beleaguered police force and stunned the community. Police officer Mikey Nuts said, yeah, totally vanished. Dude, shut up. It just disappeared. I don't know what happened, like stoner rabbits, maybe? Probably.
Mikey Nuts.
5 Soviet soldiers who deserted in Afghanistan were told they could return home without penalty, but said they preferred to stay in Canada. The Soviet soldiers said, hey, soldiers, this is the new home, eh? Hockey maple syrup, eh?
You gotta get to your agent and tell him you got that up your sleeve.
I can do Russian Canadian.
You gotta get out there. There's such a calling for that. Convicted mobster Anthony Salerno, a.k.a. Fat Tony, rude, and 3 associates were charged yesterday with a fraudulent scheme to select Jackie Presser ahead of the Teamsters Union. And since I value my life and the lives of my loved ones, I have no joke. Mafia, good dudes.
Good dudes.
And finally, today the FCC dropped its rule requiring Bell telephone companies to use separate companies to sell telephone equipment. So they better pick it up.
They better. Just dropping that.
You can't just
drop it.
That's irresponsible. Pick it
It's
up.
irresponsible.
Who raised you?
And those were your not so current events.
Okay, so before we get into everything, can we please talk about this director and his resume?
Extensive. He's got over 183 credits and growing just for director, not to mention every other role he's played.
And they're so eccentric.
Yeah.
Like
notably, go ahead. I won't interrupt.
Okay, so this was his first non-porn movie. Yeah. This is his first non-porn movie after movies like Boys Just Want to Have Sex and Making It Huge. I wish I was friends with this guy, man.
Well, not to mention he also did Sorority Babes in the Slimeball Bowl-orama, which is a big one, and Creepazoids. And who could forget A Puppy Dog Adventure? Yeah,
Bigfoot versus D.B. Cooper. And it's strange because there's a lot of Christmas and Lifetime movies on his resume with the porn and the Bigfoot and the succubus.
He's a worker. He's a worker.
He is.
A worker bee. He worked with Roger Corman and Charles Band. That's how he got his start. And he just did not stop.
Yeah, and the writer, Helen Robinson, and him made quite a few pictures together.
Pictures?
Yeah. Lady Avenger and Creepazoids.
Yes, Creepazoids, classic. It's
classic.
A classic.
So, I thought, oh, this is a dream team. Here, let's see what this is about.
What did we watch? We haven't even said.
Dreamaniac.
Is it Dreamaniac or Dreamaniac?
Well, it starts out Dreamaniac and then it separates. So I'm like,
Wizard Video presents a classic Wizard Video.
Classic. I love the opening song though. It was fucking shredding.
What kills me about it is it like shreds and then it just abruptly stops and you're like, oh, what's happening?
Oh.
And then like 2 seconds later, it kicks back in at full blast. It does that like 4 times. You're like, what's happening?
Yeah, it's like the beat dropped. Oh no, it's bad. Yeah, it was really good. So we get a cool creeper POV of the house.
Yeah. And like lots of indoor fog.
Yeah.
I don't know what's up with the indoor fog.
Yeah, I mean, they were doing the best they could.
And lots of purple lighting.
So the thing that I really loved about this opener, other than it was total male nudity, walking down the hallway lit, is how strong his tan lines were. That it was like a game I played by myself. Like, are those underwear or is that his butt?
I did the same
That's
exact
his butt.
I did the same exact thing. I actually had Emily in the room with me and I was like, is he naked or is that underwear? And it was like we had to cut to a different shot before I was like, okay, I see that's butt.
I see the crack.
That's butt. Yeah. That's a hairy butt. I got it.
And then he goes in the bathroom and there's like this woman and they're playing in blood. And then they start making out.
Yeah, just insane. And she's like, I'm like licking her lips like in an insane way. Not even remotely sexy. It was just. And there's like blood splattered, like
everywhere. Yeah.
Murder blood
like
splattered. Yes.
Yeah.
She's just tossing it up.
She's like Nell. She's taying in the end. So. She's naked titty lady, blood lady starts making out with him and they're rubbing it on each other. And then she scratches him and there's a scream.
Scream. Oh, classic wake up.
Oh, it was all a dream.
Whoa.
Someone's at the door.
Wait, who's at the door? Someone I didn't learn whose name was for about 45 minutes.
Me either. I just had her in my notes as girlfriend and then I had to go back in and write Pat.
Yep, I had girlfriend for the longest, and everybody was that way. It was like, this person, it was all related to Adam. Adam's what?
Yeah. I wrote for Jamie, weird guy dork.
Okay. And like Pat's sister, it was just girlfriend sister. Adam, girlfriend
sister. Yep. Girlfriend sister.
And there is a lot of people in this film who like you have to keep track of.
Yeah.
And like the names are just so randomly thrown out and never consistent. It's just always like, I can't.
If you would have not told me who the main characters was, I would have just thought it was Francis and Brad. Because everybody was very clear about Francis and Brad.
Right.
This is Francis and Brad. And they're like the Ross and Rachel in the script. Demented Ross and Rachel.
Will they, won't they? They will.
They will. Because
they
Francis,
will. But
she likes to fuck.
But so you just said Pat, the girlfriend, she comes to the door and he's like, she goes, you look like shit. Immediately. He's like, I just had a nightmare. Well, I've got a remedy for nightmares.
Yeah, I'm horny. Because all the women in this story are just the horniest. Helen knew what was going to sell.
Yeah, immediately we go from the bloody titty lady, the naked dude with the bloody titty lady, to Bonetown, USA.
With asses out.
With asses out.
Like, it was the weirdest sex I've ever seen in my whole life.
And not only, so there's a mattress on the floor. This dude is really living the high life. Mattress on the floor. And did you catch the mannequin head behind them that was wearing sunglasses?
Yes. Like,
so mannequin
weird.
Head on the floor like, hello.
Yeah, and it's just like, this guy is the best you can do. Like, she was pretty. I'm just like, what is going on with you in your life that this is your option?
So they're like, it like zooms in on their making out and then zooms out on a different shot with them making out. Cool transition.
Yeah, very cool. And I wrote down, soft kisses creep me out unless it's lesbians. I can watch lesbians soft kiss all day, but when anyone else does it, I'm like, oh my God, you're disgusting.
What about soft kissing with your hand?
Ew, gross. Like, you're really upsetting me now. That's like very
Wouldn't be
upsetting.
the first time.
When people used to do that, oh, this is how you kill.
Heavens, get that out of there. When's the last time
No.
you washed?
Ew, gross. Okay.
So she gives us a little info on like, hey, remember, my sister's using this house. She'll give you $200. Do I
Right.
gotta? Oh, shucks.
Yeah, and she's helping her sister get into some fucking sorority.
There it is. Helping the
Yeah.
sister get into a sorority. So she leaves, and then it reveals that he's a songwriter.
Yeah.
And he's like writing songs, and he picks up a guitar that is so far from being tuned, and he just strums it
Bang,
once
bang.
and then writes
Yeah.
down lyrics.
Yeah.
I'm inspired.
Not even in a key. Like you see,
Yeah,
he's
it's
not
just,
even. Oh God, I just did it.
I
I
ju-
just
I
wrote a
have an
fucking
idea.
masterpiece. There
I don't
we
know if you
go.
caught that he was watching Godzilla on TV.
That's what I said
Yeah,
too.
just
yeah.
by the music, I'm like, that's Godzilla.
Yeah. Yeah. I wrote that down too.
You can't put that song in there.
What I think is funny is he rushes up to the room. Downstairs it looks totally nighttime. Then upstairs it looks like daytime, but with candles. I was like, you really didn't
Hold on.
like, please. Like, I know that's day for night.
Right, and so he's got
And you
his
didn't even
candles,
make an effort.
puts in a cassette tape, smokes a doobie, lays back, and does a weird incantation in bed for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't-
And then a cat screeches.
Cat scream. Well, he hears a noise, and he goes, "I'm going Looney Tunes."
Yeah, you are.
You are, dude. You're like praying
You can't
to a
go
succubus.
somewhere
Yeah.
you've lived for a while with that mannequin head laying around with sunglasses. Like, you're already weird.
So he goes up and investigates. He goes up into the attic. Now I'm a little confused at this whole exactly what's happening here.
Yeah, so the bride has a head ripped up. There's a bride up there.
Yeah, there's a dirty, sexy lady in the attic.
Yeah.
With a severed head.
Yeah, and so he
But
runs back
who is
downstairs.
this dirty, sexy lady? Because it's not Lily or whatever her name is. I don't know who it is.
So by the end, I kind of thought this is who he actually summoned, and the lunatic that
Tie that up at the end because
tie it
that'll
up.
help.
It's important.
That'll help my
Yes.
brain because I was
Yes.
like, I hate every justification you're giving me right now, and I do not take it. But I'll buy your justification in this moment. I'll buy yours, but not in the film. I was like, I'm
No.
backing up.
Okay, so weird bride lady screeching with a head runs downstairs. A different lady in black lingerie starts like
Yeah.
trying to blow him.
She's giving him the old nipple rubbing treatment, like.
Okay, so first of all, I wrote down she exposes his nipples very weird. Like she pulls it up like he's got boobs, and she's like, ugh. I'm like, girl, we don't come to a horror movie for the guys to go, oh yeah? Well, maybe you do. I don't. Maybe you love that nipple tease.
I'll never tell, Jenny.
You don't have to. You don't have to. So she goes down
She
to blow
zips
on
his
him.
pants off, and what does she do?
She goes
Wow.
down to blow him, but is this where she bites it?
Well, we do a small cutaway of like Adam's girlfriend coming back into the
Mhm.
place, and she's got her
groceries.
sister with her. They've got groceries. Then we cut back to the actual blow-in, and then
Yeah.
she just pretty quickly just bites his
Bites
dick
it.
off.
Yeah. Blood in the mouth.
Yeah, and it's like, what is happening? Is this a dream? Is this real? Because they're in the other room. Pat goes to go find him, and
And
everything's
this was
fine.
suspenseful, okay? When Pat's on her way up, I'm like, she's going to catch him getting blown by the lady.
Exactly.
We're going to get a high amount of drama in the first bit of the
First,
movie.
not only getting
No.
blown, but bit dick off.
Yeah.
But
Like,
then
what?
it's like, oh, it didn't happen.
Yeah. No.
Dick is intact,
Yeah.
unfortunately. I don't have her name up here because I didn't go as far back, but the sister,
Jody.
Jody, yes. So when Pat goes up to go look, she's like, why does he like, she says something about or that he doesn't leave. And she's like, with an inferior decorator like this, who wouldn't? An inferior decorator. Good for you, Jody.
Yeah. Get him,
Dude,
Jody.
Miss Witty. Witticisms for days.
So is she the one who has a taco tattoo on her ass?
I must have missed that.
Sister's talking about the sorority and a taco tattoo on your ass. And I was like, who did that? Like, what is going on here? And I wrote that down and G wrote it down. So we both took note of
I didn't
what
write
is
that
going
down.
on. Like, why would you do that?
Now, was this when she's decorating? When she's
No, when she's the sisters
Before
are
that.
talking in the kitchen.
okay? Yeah, I did not write that. I was too focused on inferior decorator.
No, yeah, no, it's when she goes up to catch him right then.
Yeah.
The sister talks about having a taco tattooed on her ass. I'm like, so weird. So now this is where we get to meet my favorite character, Francine.
Of course,
Frances, right?
Yeah, Frances.
Frances.
And first of all,
Fashion séance, l'essence des vêtements.
that pink sweater.
Heavenly.
My God, is it amazing?
As soon as the door opened, I said, "This is the rich bitch," and she
Yeah.
paid it off.
It's so good. There are some lines in there. I'm like, I can't even believe that this is dialogue right now.
Yes.
But Jody's on the
Jody.
thing, like putting up decorations,
Mhm.
and this is just like this most stilted dialogue right here. She goes, "Do you like the music? It's my favorite album," and it's like the music that's playing is the worst knockoff Kenny G music. It's like, this is nobody's favorite album. Do you like
Yeah.
it? It's my favorite album.
Okay. And then this is where she jumps right into talking about how she used to fuck Brad.
Yes.
So she
Very
told me,
important.
that scar on his knee? And she's like, oh, you don't know it.
Oh, you don't know.
I do.
Oh,
'cause
she
we
said on the
fucked.
knee? I thought she was just saying there's a scar somewhere.
Oh, I thought it was like on the inner thigh or something.
Inner thigh, I would buy. Because it was supposed to be, the way I took it was an intimate,
Yeah. Well, and then
intimately
she tells
placed
her-
scar.
So what I really love about this too is then Pat gets to meet Frances, right? Nice outfit.
Yeah, I love
Do
this.
I
Is the
know
best.
you? I doubt it. I've gone to private schools all my life and I'm rich as shit.
And I'm rich as shit.
That's right. You're Frances. I thought I recognized those small tits.
See, for me, Pat. I just love Pat. She
But
does.
Pat has small tits
Pat-
too.
Right, but Pat doesn't give a fuck about
No,
anything.
oh.
She's the punk rock girl that everybody hates, and she's just like, I don't give a shit. She's my
I
favorite.
thought I recognized those small tits. It was just so good. It was so
Not to
random.
mention, I have to point out something before we get to. I don't know if she changes throughout or if she's in it, but Pat's outfit. I mentioned the Frances's
Mhm.
pink sweater, but Pat's like white dress with that
With
belt.
the belt, with the red
The
and black. Yeah, it
best.
was really good. It was
The
interesting.
best.
The best.
The best. I love it so much.
And this is where Pat makes things very interesting. She thinks her sister's a jerk, but she's still going to help her get into the sorority, and she's making hash brownies.
Yes.
Like, not telling people, just
No,
making pot
she just
brownies.
makes them.
And she knows where that punch bowl is. It's in the attic. Why in the fuck do you know that punch bowl is up in the attic of a place like... It's just stupid. How would you know that? Her boyfriend house sits here. And first of all, he's got his shit all over the walls.
All over it. It's disgusting.
Can you imagine if you were had a house sitter and you came back and he had all his fucking posters up and this mannequin and bullshit? Like, I'd be pissed.
Excuse me, sir. Unacceptable.
Yeah. So when she goes to get the punch bowl, she sees the dead cat.
There's
in the
a dead
attic.
cat in the attic. Do we know why there's a dead cat in the attic, or just because he's probably doing Satan shit?
Well, I mean, I did hear the cat screech in the beginning.
Oh,
There
right.
was a cat screech,
So,
which led him upstairs, and then he saw the bride up there fucking shit up. So
yeah.
she probably
But she had a human
sacrificed the
head.
cat.
Oh,
I know, but she probably sacrificed the cat.
you're putting
Which-
2 and 3 together.
Don't love it.
Don't love it.
Don't
Love it. But at least it wasn't an on-screen cat kill.
Yeah.
There's always an upside.
Okay.
Okay, good. Tell me more.
So they're talking about the Brad bitch bullshit.
There's
Francis
a lot of Brad bitch bullshit.
calls Jody Betty Crocker.
Oh, I have to point out. So what it wasn't a scar. It was a mole. I just got to my notes
the
on that.
mole.
It's like, it was a mole. And they keep talking about it. She's like, oh, you don't know where that is? And the only thing I could think of is like, Brad, go get that checked out.
Get it checked.
Get it checked. I'm concerned
never
about,
know.
like, we didn't even meet Brad, and I was concerned about Brad. Like, he's probably got some bad thing. Get it checked.
Yeah. I mean, it's Brad, though. I don't really care.
But this was before Brad was even on screen, so I was like, I'm concerned about Brad.
But he used to date Francis, so you kind of...
There's lots of film people who date the terrible people, and then they leave because they realize they're bad.
Yeah. So there are these two gross sorority girls who show up at this time, and then the weird guy, who I later find out's name is Jamie, scares them, tries to scare them, and they fake, oh, we're fucking terrified.
Is this where that guy meets Pat? And he's like, he walks in, he's like, hey, are you Delta Kappa? She's like, are you out of your mind, you asshole? And like,
yeah, exactly. Right after he scares them, he meets Pat and says that. She's like, yeah, I'm a fucking sorority girl. You idiot.
When she like yelled at him, I was like, I wrote a note. Oh, Jenny's going to love her.
Yeah, she's great. I love her and Francis, and I love their cat fights. I love the back and forth between them for no reason. Like, why do you have a problem with her? She has nothing to fucking do with anything.
Then we meet Foster.
Yeah, I wrote all kinds of losers are showing up.
Yeah. Foster he's just like shoving hash brownies into his mouth. Like just, it's very attractive.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, hey, you hired a punk caterer? That's my sister.
And then Brad and Francis talk about women wearing cologne.
Okay.
What kind of conversation is this?
There's a lot of really weird conversations, but there's a part when Brad like gets in there and then he goes over to Jody and there's like this girl. I don't even know which one this girl is, but she's like,
I think she's the hungry girl later, right?
No, maybe. There's
Either way.
too many, but she goes, young love. It makes me want to puke. Hey, watch this. And she like walks over, like she's going to do something real conniving. And she's like, hey, where's the phone?
Oh, wow.
We don't have a phone. And her big line is, Mondo bad planning.
Yeah, geez. What am I going to do if my broker needs to call me?
You really got her. Watch this.
Wow, good job. You know what? I think she's the one who goes up to the bathroom later.
She does go. She is the one, but then she disappears in my brain.
This is that one.
That's the last I remember her. She disappears in my head.
Well, she gets killed, but we'll get
okay. Thank you.
Okay, so now the doorbell, it's Ace, and he brings Dick Bite Girl.
Yes.
And she tells Adam, you invited me here.
We got a ding.
We got dings.
We got a ding from G.
That's Darlene in Ozark, I think. Wow. Seriously? Holy shit. She plays Darlene in Ozark. The one who gets killed in the bathroom. The one who needs to call her broker. I love Darlene. Darlene is such a badass. That's awesome to know. So then, what happened to Adam? Well, he's in another shitty mood, and Pat's going to take him another beer.
Yeah, I know. Everything is just like, it gets kind of exhausting. And at this point, everything is just kind of like, everybody's boring at this party.
Yeah, and Adam's like, oh, I was taking another nap. What the hell is wrong with you?
What the hell is wrong? Dude, get yourself checked out.
You need to get your blood work done, buddy. They go to the little girl's room. This girl.
Yes.
The broker girl who is Darlene from Ozark. That's awesome. That's so awesome. So she goes to the house creeps her out.
Yeah.
She's up there doing her makeup, and then Francis scares her.
Yep.
And she messes up her mascara. They get into it a bit, and then Francis disappears and the lights kind of flicker, and then boom, crazy Dick Bite Girl kills her.
Boom.
Stabs her in the head.
Is that before the guys do blow?
Yes. Now they go downstairs and the guys are doing cocaine. This is where the guy sets it all up.
Sneezes.
Yeah.
Blow everywhere.
But then somehow they still have it.
Yeah. And then there's a guy, I don't remember which person said it because it was like off screen, but he's like, geez, you really are a loser.
Jeremy,
Jeez.
I can really see you auditioning for this part.
Jeez, man, you really are. What, the loser or the guy who says, geez?
That guy, the guy who says, geez, man, you really are a loser.
And so you mentioned that, what is it, Lily?
Mhm.
Lily came in with this biker guy who I don't
Yeah.
know if we ever learned his name. I just called him douchebag.
Yeah.
Douchebag biker. So we go to this, and then so he's eating popcorn, and Jane is licking his nipples.
She is going to town, okay? The last thing that I want to say, though, is for the cocaine thing,
Yeah.
the guy who says, geez, man, he starts lining up the imaginary cocaine now because he blew it everywhere. That's
Right.
not how cocaine works. You can't just, like, pull it all back in and fix it.
Are you
But
sure?
then he says, ladies first, hands it to the girl, and she just gives it to the guy who just called him a loser. What is this etiquette? Like, he said ladies first. And the guy's like, sure, I'll go first. He's like, you can call me a lady all day as long as I get to do the cocaine.
I'm not that familiar with drug etiquette. You'll have to learn me.
Jeez, man, you really are a loser.
Jeez, man. You know who's a loser? Jody, because she wants to play charades.
Yeah.
What a loser.
Yeah.
Although that's probably the most exciting thing that happens at this party, other than, you know, murder.
Other than murder and dick biting.
Yes. Imaginary dick biting.
Yeah, Adam tells Pat, all sorority girls look the same to me.
Hmm.
This is gaslighting, this conversation he has with her. Everybody throws this around a lot, but this is true gaslighting right here. What's wrong, Jan? Didn't you have dinner? Says the guy as she's making out with him. And she says, I'm still hungry. And then he gives her the popcorn and says, chow.
Chow. Yeah, he ditches her.
So how many teenage guys have a horny ass girl on them and they are just like, gosh, she's really bothering me?
Not to mention, like, Jane is so horny. She just wants anyone. Yeah. She tries so many times and just gets denied pretty much every time. And she's probably the hottest one there.
She's gorgeous. I was so confused. So Francis says to Brad, I have to talk to you. I miss the old times.
Remember when we used to fight all the time?
And he tells her, you ruined everything. But he doesn't hate her. And then they kiss. And then he goes, no.
No.
Well, you just did. There's no.
He goes
you
in.
Just
Like,
did.
She doesn't kiss him. It's a mutual kiss.
Yeah.
It's not like where somebody comes in and goes, and you go, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
It's not that one. It's a,
oh
hey.
my God. I just had my first time that's ever happened to me. I booked a movie. I just got back last week from shooting this movie. And in the script, it says, they kiss passionately. So all day, I'm freaking out. I don't want to kiss anybody. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do it. And I have a crush on this actor's wife. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to kiss your wife. I don't want to kiss you. And so then it gets time to do the scene and we run through it really quickly and it's pretty emotional because we're talking about how we just lost a kid, like we had a miscarriage. And then we're talking about if we want to adopt. And I say, I don't care if it's adoption or if I have the baby biologically. I just want to have a baby. I want to be a mom. So we do it to there. And the director says, cut. We don't even need the joke at the end. Because as the script says, he says, well, the adoption agency's closed, but we could try the old-fashioned way right now. They kiss passionately. Now, from the moment that I read that, I thought, I do not want to do that. That's
I don't want to do that.
really bad. So we do it like that. She says, let's just do it that way. So then we do it. She goes, okay, we got that, but let's do one more with the joke for safety so that we have it. And I'm just sitting there staring like, I don't, no, we got it. We don't need the joke. So I'm like, okay, fuck it. I'm just going to do a really tight lip, just a little peck. It says passionately, but I'm not doing it passionately, and we'll exit off before they see. So we do the scene. It's emotional. We look. He says the joke about we could start trying the old-fashioned way. Now, I lean in. He's kind of leaning my way. I lean in a bit to do the kiss. He goes, "Ugh," and pulls back, and I've already done forward momentum. So I trip over his shoes. We smash face like, "Ugh." And it's the worst, weirdest thing that's ever happened to me. And there's like 20 crew members standing there quietly watching us do this. And I just I was staring at the kitchen counter that we kind of rolled on after I tripped over him. And I look around and she goes, "One more for safety." And I thought, are you kidding me? This is the worst day of my life. The last thing I want to do is one more for safety. So I go back and we do the scene, and I'm so disconnected. I'm just flabbergasted at how weird that went for me. So when it's time for the kiss, he says, "Oh, we should try the old-fashioned." I said, "Oh, you're such a man," and I slap him and I leave camera. I'm like, I'm not doing anything else to embarrass myself today. So I'm going to leave set and go back to base camp, and I'm just sitting in the van, kind of like processing. Like, I know a lot of people have had this feeling before. Yeah. I'm not the first person to experience it, but I am the first person to experience it at 41 in front of a whole crew of people to process in front of. And then the second AD comes and she goes, "Hey, you were so great in the scene." And I go, "Thank you. It got very weird there at the end." She goes, "Oh, when you tried to kiss him." And I go, "That was in the script." And she goes, "Was it?" And I was like, "Yes." And I show her my script. She goes, "Oh, I didn't know it was in the script." I'm like, so all of you on crew just think I was just trying to sneak a smooch in. I was so mortified. Like, I'm getting hot talking about it. It was the worst thing that's ever happened to me on set, and that says a lot.
That says a lot.
Anyways.
Yeah. Brad and Francis do the
nasty, but it's like really nasty because like he's just
oh, we got his dude butt. And then he just
comes.
Yeah, last 8 seconds. He's a bull rider. Yeah.
Which is just so weird. It's the weirdest sex. And then it's like, why are you trying to get this guy back?
Why? Just because she doesn't want Jody to get any.
No rejection.
Yeah.
So then Adam comes downstairs with Lily.
Yes.
Like hand in arm, like, oh, yeah. Like she's his date. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? And Pat's sitting there like, hi.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm Lily. And she says, "I thought you said all sorority girls look alike." And she runs off, and then Adam goes out after her.
Yeah.
And just for me, like, I think at this point, Pat should be done.
She should be done. This guy is... First of all, you should be done the fact that his mattress is on the floor and he's got mannequin heads that watch you. And, like, he's filthy. He's a disgusting man.
Yeah, he's gross.
But he writes heavy metal lyrics.
Yeah, oh, it's so cool. I'm punk rock. He's so heavy metal. Cool. Yeah, and meanwhile, Brad and Francis fuck again. Another horrible
round. They go
round.
For round 2. Yeah.
Still disappointing and terrible.
Then, so Pat, I believe, catches them, right? Pat and Jody, and then they get drunk and eat hash brownies.
Yeah.
Talk about worms.
Yeah.
Worms and tequila and how they should put it in diet soda.
Yeah. And it's like these two sisters who are great gals, and both of their guys are with weird women. I mean, I like Frances for what she is, but she is not Pat.
She is not Pat. And then we get Lily. We see Lily doing some more things that...
Yeah, she's going to kill a weird guy on the... I thought it was the porch.
Guy. I don't know where this is. It feels like it's in a weird, like, attic thing.
Yeah, that's what G wrote in the attic. Like,
yeah, it's in the attic because there's all the electricity. Weird. There's all the electricity up there.
Yeah.
When later bizarre. When they go to look for the fuses.
Yeah, but I love the way she like takes all his clothes off and he's just standing there in his tidy whities.
Yeah. No, that shot is so awesome because it's underneath. It's like the shot is right underneath his package, just like looking up at him. So it's just this like hero shot of his package. It's so funny with like purple lighting and
good.
fog around again. There's a fog machine going.
And what I thought was great for me, of course, is Lily takes her top off and her nipples are sitting on top of her bustier.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, so she's already got her nipples out. Then the next shot, they're in.
They're in. That was a mistake.
It was an accident. He's like, oh, no, we didn't see it.
Shut up. Yeah, it's fine. It's
You're
fine. Good. It's fine.
It's just a shithead. Okay, and then
So I did get my timeline wrong a little bit. So that whole thing happens with the banana hammock man. Did you get? Yes, so she ties him up. This is when Pat and Jody walk in on Brad and Francis on their round 2.
Round 2 is when they get caught.
And Jody is super drunk right here.
Mm-hmm.
And she pukes all
On
over Francis. Like all over him. And
you cunt!
She says, you fucking cunt. I was like, oh, damn. I did not expect that. They went for it.
It was so good. You fucking cunt. But I love it. She says, you make me sick.
Nice projectile.
Oh, so good.
And then we get Lily electrocuting the biker man.
Which was cool.
And that's the classic. That's the dong. That's the tidy-whitey dong shot. That's so great.
Shaking.
The shaky dong. Who doesn't love a shaky dong?
Yep. And then the two are making out. It's Hungry Girl. She's gonna get fucked.
Foster and Jane. She's gonna get it.
Yeah,
so again, all over the place. That's pretty much what we're excited for.
So now this is where the unlikely coupling happens, where Jamie and Pat are running around together. The weird dorky guy and Pat are running around trying to fix the fuse box. It's not down here because the power went out when she electrocuted that guy. Is there an attic? Okay. She knows there's an attic. They go to the attic. Adam sees the succubus feeding on the loser. Like she's got the body going.
He's like sucking on his neck like a vampire.
He's like, hell yeah. And then Pat's like, this is what you're into? Like, what the hell?
He like totally makes out with her, blood filled, like she's got blood all in her mouth, and they just start making out with all the blood. I was like, I don't care for this.
No. And then the horny girl almost got it, but then he needs food and he needs to pee. He needs food and he needs to pee. He lets her know, like, I can't do this yet.
Yeah, I wrote. He eats food out of a bowl, and then she gets horny and is like, whipped cream, because that whipped cream.
Yep, they say two birds, one stone.
But like, have you ever gotten full off of whipped cream?
No, just a tummy ache. Just a tummy ache off of whipped cream. So, but then she starts spraying him and licking him up and going for it, and then he says, "Wait, I need a drink for this."
Yeah. Because she starts like playing with his belly button.
You need a drink? Boop, boop. I'm the one sucking down cream and I'm going to go down on you. If either one of us needs an excuse to get a drink, it would be me, and I'm just getting late.
That's why I just kept writing down. I was like, what is everybody's problem with Jane?
She must smell. She must be so stinky. But they probably were having that cologne conversation earlier to throw hints at her. They said, just improv something. Girls need to wear cologne.
So Foster gets up because he's like, I need a drink, and he can't find a cup. So he just goes to the bowl and starts drinking out of the punch bowl like a
pig at a trough.
Yeah, he's a... And you know what? Lily does not like this. So she stabs him in the back of his head.
He has to die.
Yeah. You pig.
Done.
Did we get knife through the mouth on that shot?
I feel like we did.
Was there a knife through it? It
was as he's in the punch bowl.
Yeah, he was in the punch bowl, but then she pulls him out. I couldn't see because
knife out of mouth. Yeah, it was in the mouth.
They need to remaster this thing. I mean, I know it might not.
No. No. They don't.
But somebody needs to give it some sort of love.
No, they don't need it. We're giving it the amount of love that it deserves.
I just wanted to see everything. Let me put it that way.
Yeah. And then she kills poor Blondie. Blondie never gets laid.
No. She gets a fire poker through the heart.
That sucks.
She's on the prowl at this point.
Then Jamie's like, hello, anybody home? Hey, nice party, huh? And he sees them together, doesn't realize they're dead because it's so dark.
He even talks to Lily about it. He just sees her wiping off the blood on the poker. And he's just like, hey, what's going on? Okay, cool.
Cool party.
And then he goes in the room because Pat, nice.
I was going to say, we've been friends so long that when I burp, you're just continuing on. I'm like, I didn't mean to do it into the mic, but I'm here. Now that guy's wife is never going to make out with me.
Jamie, you said his name's Jamie? He goes up and he finds Pat and Jody in the room. And he's like, hey, there's something strange happening here. And Pat just goes, mellow out.
Yeah.
Great dialogue. Mellow out. Seriously, I can't find anybody. He says I can't find anybody, but he just saw the two dead people on the ground. And he just thought they were drunk.
Yeah, they were just hooking up. And at the same time, this is having Francis and Brad are arguing, and then they decide they're birds of a feather. I'm just like, how disgusted must you be with yourself to say that you're like either of them? They're just like really terrible people. Like you're at your girlfriend's party fucking this woman.
And so Adam goes like, oh, I got to go check the lights. You kids stay here.
Which was so weird.
You kids stay here. I'm like, you are the same age.
You're the same age. And you have sex with that one.
Yeah, it's your girlfriend. Hey, kid.
Yeah. And they leaves them with Jamie.
Yeah, and Jamie looks at them, and what does he say? Hey, you want to play a game of Old Maid?
He's so strange. He's a strange person. So then we cut back to Francis and Brad, and Francis is like, oh, I'm going to go fix my face. And Brad tells her it will take more than 10 minutes to fix your face. Try 10 years.
Ooh.
This guy is a pre-ejaculator. He talks to you like this. He's dating someone. Like, what are you doing right now?
What are you doing? So he goes, and then he wanders off into the kitchen. Right? Wait, no, Lily's eating
sees Lily here.
Yeah. So,
lovely party, Adam. It has to stop.
Yeah.
Aren't you having a good time? Do you want me to go back? Just tell me to go back.
Yeah, you summoned me, right? Is this where she's like, you summoned me? Yep. You want me to go away?
Yeah, and then she licks him and feeds him.
And so now Brad enters, sees Lily in the kitchen. And
after Pat leaves her sister with Jamie.
Oh, okay. Yes. So Brad goes to see Lily, and she starts flirting on him, just like, what's the matter? I'm not your type. AB positive, that's my type. I'm pre-med.
Which is the most disgusting thing he said, and that goes a very far away.
And now Brad makes out with Lily, and this is where I want my on-set speculation.
Give it.
So you were just talking about one of those situations having to do that on set. Not this, because this is the weirdest makeout scene I've ever seen.
Weirdest.
They touch the top of their two left. The top and bottom, just the very front of their lips, are open. And then they just flick their tongues back and forth with each other. They're like, oh, they take turns in, out. Just for the camera. It's so weird how they're doing this. How was this set up? Was this the director? He's like, I have a vision.
Yeah. I'm an artist.
I'm an artist. And I've seen a lot of makeout scenes, and none of them do it for me. This is what I need.
I need baby bird.
I need it to look like your tongues are little worms going into each other's mouths.
Yeah, it was
don't know.
completely disgusting.
Because it was framed just like, I know that they wanted Adam to walk in. So Adam walks in and he's like staring at them. It's like you could practically see them through the mouth as the tongues are looking. It's like it's an artistic, messed up, weird.
Yeah, it's bizarre. I hated it for sure. Like, hated it bad.
And I'm sure it was a very safe set to be on. That's what it felt like.
Yeah, I mean, everybody signed up to do this with somebody that they know does porn.
Fair enough.
So a lot of them probably could have been porn actors who were
we'll talk about
a
certain one. We'll talk about a certain one who was. But that'll be at the end for me, where I want to talk about it. I'll continue. So Ian Lily just goes down on Brad now, because everybody's going down on everybody. Yep. And she, finally, we have an actual dick bite, not an imaginary one. Yep. We get a wiener off here.
And Adam loves it.
Adam loves it. And at this point,
this is where Pat's watching him.
This is where Pat walks in, where Adam and sees what he's loving watching, which is Brad getting his wiener bit off.
He's like, oh, fuck.
We got to get out of here.
And then this is the weirdest part for me, is then she runs.
This is the weirdest part?
Like, Francis and Pat just get into this weird cat fight. And fight and choke each other. And it's like the quickest choke out I've ever seen.
Quickest choke out. And Pat, I do not believe that Francis can do this to Pat.
Not for a second. Not even for a second.
Francis smacks her against the wall and she's unconscious. Says, I'm like, I don't buy it.
Yeah, and she's like, I'm going to fuck Adam too. Because you sisters are jealous. It's like, okay.
Okay.
You want to fuck a bunch of losers. Okay.
So now, is this when Adam sneaks up on her? Francis is dancing by herself at the party.
Yeah, great, good. Jody wakes up with Jamie reading the terrible poetry in Adam's book.
Yes.
She has a headache. Jamie says, hair of the dog, and she calls him a dork for that, which I don't get.
Yeah, why are you calling him a dork? There's so many other things. You said nothing when he wanted to play old maid with you.
Yeah. But now he's trying to help you to get rid of your headache, and you're like, you fucking dork.
You're just trying to get me drunk again.
Yeah, so then she's going off to try to find something to cure her headache or whatever, and he puts on headphones to listen to music, so he can't hear what's going on. Great.
And I have to say that Francis, so Adam sneaks up on Francis when she's like, where is everybody? And he goes, I got rid of them so you and I could be alone.
Yeah.
Oh, really? What do? I write lyrics for heavy metal. I don't know about heavy metal. I'm into Lionel Richie. I just needed to point out she likes Lionel Richie.
Of course she does.
In a pink sweater like that, course girl loved Lionel.
Girl, you know.
We get it.
The writing was on the wall with her.
Yeah.
So, female demons who prey on men while they're asleep.
Oh, are those the lyrics?
Well, this is where he finds out, like, Jamie is looking through all of his shit, and he's like, oh, shit, he summoned a female demon. What's going on here, right? This is where he does that. And then Adam is hanging out with Francis, and just for no reason, just cuts her fucking neck.
Just cuts her neck. But right before that scene, right before it, the electrocuted biker guy comes back to life for some reason.
Yeah. Jody looks for a drink. It's dark, so she doesn't see the bloodiest mess. Francis takes off her sweater, kisses Adam. Blowjob guy is a zombie. He chokes Pat.
Oh, you said blowjob guys. There's like 4 blowjobs.
I know. That's what I wrote down for him. Yeah. Biker blowjob man.
Biker blowjob man.
So she pushes him and stabs him. It's like, for me, so Pat,
the electrocuted biker.
You can take on this electrocuted biker zombie guy, but
yeah.
Sorority girl Francine Francis choked you out in 2 seconds.
Yeah, she jams a ski pole through his eyeball. Yeah. And he's just like spitting up gallons of blood.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, dude. That was fun.
And then Jamie lets her back into the room, and he's trying to explain to her what's going on with all of this that he's discovered from the writing. And then the sisters leave and they separate like idiots. Like
idiots.
That's like,
what are you
why
doing?
would you do this? You never do this. It's so dumb. And then Jody, hold on. Adam tells.
Exactly. Hold on, because our notes are so scattered. It was so. Oh,
so
boy.
Right here, Adam is telling the succubus, "I don't want to kill Pat. I don't want to kill her." And she's like giving him.
He tried,
a knife.
but he couldn't. I can't.
Yeah, I can't do it. Yeah. So then Jody ends up with Adam, the sister.
Yes.
Because they separated. So
yeah, he
she
finds
left
her
in the
in the closet.
He finds her. And they're drinking together and he's manipulating her.
Yeah.
What's my party a failure?
You want to play a prank on your sister? You want to trick your sister?
Yeah.
Which they hide in like the air duct of a closet? What
closet
like has an air duct? Like
it's
so weird. Like what a weird crawl space inside of that closet.
I know, it's just bizarre.
And then when she panics and goes to find them and they're gone, and she's gone, she leaves. And Jody's like, "Oh, she's gonna be so mad at me." Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and this isn't a prank. This is like,
this is not a
prank. Like a prank did not happen. You're just an idiot. And then the dork guy, Jamie, with a candle outside, the candle blows out. He gets in the car, and what happens?
Rope around the neck.
Strangles him. Yep, and Pat's looking for Jody still.
With a match, because it's still dark. And so she's like, I'll use this tiny match to wander this entire house until it burns my fingers.
And then we get a rematch.
Yeah. Because dead Frances comes back to life.
Yeah. And Pat chokes her out this time.
Slit throat.
Yeah.
She is the victor.
Thank God. I was like, this can't be on her record.
Like she should the first time. And this is when you're really getting her, when she starts becoming a badass. That's when her little white outfit and belt really shines, where she's really just like
standing up,
looking like a badass everywhere.
Yeah.
Crushing it.
And then Jody's hanging off Adam. I was really worried about you.
Because she sees all his tarot.
Oh, wait, this is where they're smoking dope.
Yeah, and she sees all his tarot cards and everything. And she's like, this stuff is really interesting. Bewitched is my all-time favorite TV show.
Wow. Go, Jody.
Go, Jody.
You're so cool, Jody. You're more edgy than we thought.
Yeah.
And then she kind of starts to like get freaked out. Like she reads some of his shit and she's like, oh, and she's like trying to like tiptoe to the door. He spots the bloody knife in the room, goes over and holds the knife up to Jody.
Threatening her. Shit goes down. And now Lily tries to choke Pat. Scratches her little face, scratches her like this. She's like, yeah.
And it's a really horny surprise, I said. Like, this was like a hornier.
I did not expect this.
This was like very horny together. I was like, I'm here for this, how horny this feels.
And this is another one of those scenes where, like, I feel like Pat, like, overpowers her and she goes down. And now all of a sudden, it's like, she's convinced that she killed her.
Yeah.
It was such a mile. I'm like, wow, you think you killed her with
bold.
What just happened?
Yes.
Like, that's pretty much what Frances did to you. And you're like, I murdered someone. I'm like, how do you think you killed her?
But she hears, oh wait, no. We got past that. Okay. So he says it's not that easy.
Yeah, you can't just kill her.
And then he starts like crying insane and ripping posters from the door. He's like going through it.
Yeah.
This really upset him. So who got stabbed? Why is there blood everywhere? Like, you thought the sister got stabbed, but then she's okay. He seems okay. Whose blood is all over the middle of them?
No, not yet. She's still. So she gets the blood off of her throughout it.
The
it
sister
comes from,
and him.
Oh,
no,
and him?
Jody, because after she chokes out Lily, she hears her sister Jody scream in the room with Adam. And she goes in and Jody's on the ground like she's been stabbed.
Right. Oh,
and there's
he
blood
stabbed
everywhere.
himself. He stabbed himself.
But he's like, fine?
Yeah. He like cut himself down like this because he was going to kill her. And then he fought.
Oh, and he
fought it and he decided to stab himself, but he didn't finish the job. So that's why they're both bloody. But why she's on the ground pretending to be dead, I don't know.
It's just such a weird thing going on here.
Yeah, there's a lot of moments where you're like, you have to kind of hold. Like, I have to pause this to figure out what the hell is going on.
Yeah, and then Pat says they have to kill her, and she remembers what Jamie said, that you have to cut the head off or stab
Cut the
the
head
heart.
off.
And then they start this ritual with the candles and reading this stuff, and I just want to know, how in the fuck did they know to do all that? How did they figure this out?
But Adam, he starts after all this, he starts hunting them down again because they like run away and he can no longer fight it.
Yeah,
but I love it.
Taken over him.
He goes into like the garage or something, and we cut to him like 3 or 4 times just spitting blood on the wall, and then they cut away, and then they cut back, and he spits more blood on the wall. It's like they just like give him a cup of blood and
bad.
We'll piece that together in post.
And meanwhile, the girls find like a drill bit.
Yes, long ass drill bit.
Yeah.
A long ass one.
Yeah. And so they're hiding in the bedroom where Francis and Brad fucked, but Adam finds them in there and they drill
and he's
his
got
hand.
the weirdest laugh. Yeah, he's got the weirdest laugh. He goes like, he just walks and he's like, I'm like, what is happening?
He's coming.
Yeah, gross. No, not like that. He's coming through the door. What is wrong with you, pervert?
Yeah, it's really gross. That's an upsetting sound he makes.
Yeah, they get the hand wound. Oh, that's when he laughs. Is after the hand wound that he starts.
After the hand wound. Yeah, he loves it.
And then this part rules. I don't think
he enters into the garage with the knife.
And then she attacks him with a second time with the drill.
Yeah.
I've never seen a drill decapitation.
I know.
That's a fun one. It's just like, we're going to how many holes do you have to put in? Like, is that how drills work? You could just cut someone's head off with it? That seems like it would take a lot longer than it did. But A+.
Good. And this is practical effects. This is a highlight. Yeah. And then Pat says, I sent Jamie out there a long time ago. They separate like idiots again.
And there's also this fun, like, after the head spilling thing. So she cuts the blood off, and you can see in the scene where that happens, and you can see the amount of blood that splats on her face, on her dress.
Yeah.
We cut to them busting through the door immediately. She is like drenched. Like her whole front side is like they just threw a bucket on her. I was like, that is not what happened in that scene.
No.
They missed the part where she tripped and fell in the blood. Because that's what she looked like. Just dumped a bucket on her. Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, as soon as they separate, the succubus finds Jody. Jody screams, so Pat turns back to find her with the succubus, and the succubus is about to stab her sister Jody.
Yes.
Now, this is where the preppy guy busts through the front door.
Yeah, but when he's the dead one?
No, this is the preppy guy who's like, has she been scaring you?
Oh, yes. This part pissed me off so much. Because they're like, we're going to go kill her. Hey, Lily, hold on. Wait, whoa. I hope she wasn't too much trouble.
Yeah. What? Yeah, she didn't cause too much trouble. I'm sorry. Give me the knife, Lily. And she's just like a psych patient.
Yeah.
Gets out sometimes, and they have to chase her down.
Just murders a bunch of people. Yet she definitely acted like talking to Adam. You summoned me. Like she's basically telling you she's a succubus. Like, what?
Okay. So then we cut to, this is him on the phone pitching this as a story for the novel that he wrote in a weekend.
Yeah. So none of it was real. It was all just a novelization.
And he's throwing around titles, possibly the succubus. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe that's a little lame.
That was definitely the title of the film.
Yes.
They had to change it.
Yeah. And then there's a knock on the door. And it's the bride from the original summoning. The bride is there.
So that's why You think that she's the Dreamaniac.
Yeah, because then and the blood splatters all over the succubus text on the
Script.
script or whatever.
I wish they had more than one take
opening
to get
page
a
of the
good blood
novel.
splatter on that, but they
Yeah.
had to deal with what they had. And that's Dreamaniac.
That's Dreamaniac. So that's why I do think she's the one he summoned, and the other girl kind of was just like lurking around, hearing what was happening.
When you said that, I was like, okay, I'll buy what you're selling. I didn't buy it when I was watching the film because I was like,
they didn't pay it off properly, but that's just like the thing that would make the most sense to me.
Yeah. So we got MVPs, movie MVPs. I know who mine is? Immediately, it's Pat.
Yeah.
Played by Ashlyn Gere, who was also in Creepazoids, An Evil Laugh, and Willard, that rat movie with Crispin Glover.
Yeah,
but
I love
she
Willard.
also, it looks like she did a ton of adult films as well.
Ooh.
But for me, she's the by far the standout in that one. With a special mention to that dress and little red belt and that long necklace.
Yeah, my MVP was the practical effects team.
Yeah. For the head, the
head
drill
stuff,
bit,
yeah.
head chop.
Yeah, and even like the stuff going through the hands and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, on a super low budget film, that shit's hard to do and make believable. And to me, that was the thing that seemed the best out of all of the departments.
That takes us to remake, reboot, reimagine, remaster, prequel, or sequel.
Really just throw it in the trash.
See, I got to go with, I guess, reimagining because you threw a lot of things out there. And I like that they were trying to be inspired by Nightmare on Elm Street, but it almost feels like that inspiration was after the fact, where they're like, well, that movie just made it big. Here, let's add just a tagline that makes it like it's a dream thing. It had nothing to do with dreams. There was no Dreamaniac. It's just
and he even looked a little older, or like time had passed when they shot that piece.
Right. So I don't know. I think you would need to like just full reimagining and really lean into the bald-headed dream
poster payoff.
Yeah, the poster payoff. Because I'm fine with that kind of a poster payoff. I would have liked that more.
Yeah.
Than sadly than what we ended up with.
Yeah, this is the first one that I was kind of, like, I know making a film is hard. I know how grueling it can be, but I did feel like a lot of balls were dropped.
Yeah. And not enough balls dropped on screen.
Exactly. We had that one tighty-whitey, shaky. I mean, like, that kind of stuff is fun, but it's not the whole movie.
Yeah, it was a little bit, you already said it. They're impossible. Movies are impossible. They're tough.
Hard.
So,
yeah. Anybody who hasn't done it doesn't even begin to understand how hard it is to get one done, get it put on any platform.
Yeah.
The stuff that goes into the post work, I mean, it's a lot. So, like, I congratulate them. They made a movie. It was entertaining enough.
It was his first venture into the feature world. And so, I think his next one was Creepazoid, and that one,
which is great.
Sorority Babes of Slimeball Bolorama, which were two, like, Hallmark pieces. Those are not Hallmark, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Like, it showed that he was growing.
Yeah.
Right? Like, there was growth, and he actually does have a point of view, and he found it, and this was like the first stab, and it wasn't really a hit. But, there were elements there that make for a good one. Like, if I were still a stoner, like I used to be a stoner, if I were still a stoner, I'd probably watch this and be like, yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. That's why, like, I honestly, like, remaster for me isn't necessarily out of the question, because I just felt like the copies that we were forced to watch were just so poor.
Yeah.
Like, it was just hard to see things. It really needs to
Yeah.
be, because there were a lot of shots that were really thought out. There were
Yeah,
a lot of shots that
totally.
you're like, I can see that the prep that you did in this, even that just opening shot of the naked dude walking through that,
Yeah, great.
it's like, I want to be able to see the work that you put in.
You're so right.
Because like there was a lot of work that I couldn't tell the effort that was being put in because of the quality of the copy that we had. It just was super low res, and
that makes a lot of sense. Because like even the scene when the sister Jody goes down to the kitchen to get a drink, it like zoomed down, and it's supposed to be like this bloody mess, and you can tell by the music, and you can tell by the
there are certain things where you're like, what was I supposed to see there? Because everything just is almost blurry.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, but you know what? I enjoyed myself.
Yeah.
I had some moments where I laughed. The dialogue was actually very funny.
There was a lot of fun dialogue that I did enjoy. I mean, I quoted a few.
Yeah, they were really good. It was some good stuff. So now it's time
and G would like to point out that on the bonus side of things, nobody was raped.
Yeah. No raping. So everyone was horny.
So that was everyone was horny
by their own choice. So now we have a guest that's going to come in. It is time for our nostalgia of the week.
For this week's nostalgia of the week, an actual succubus.
Wow, what a lovely introduction. We're talking about nostalgia, right? Nostalgia. I am nostalgic for a time when there was effort in finding the dipshits. When I used to go to a pool hall and I would have to watch a few games, see who the creeps were as the alcohol started to kick in and they started to show their true selves. Now, thanks to Joe Rogan, that's who they come in as. Just darkness and the evilness and the selfishness and the toxic masculinity, as you call it now. That's what they lead with. The only thing working harder than me at an RNC is the Grindr app. Really happy to be a second runner-up. And ladies, if you want a tip on how to keep your man interested in you sexually, it's very simple. Do the weird stuff. They want the weird stuff. I mean, I'm millennia old, I have loose skin, but if I have red lipstick, my tits out, and I'm willing to do the weirdest thing they've seen on the internet, I'm number one. I'm that top choice. So it's very simple. Red lipstick, tits out, do the weird stuff. You know what? I'm tired. It's tiring being a succubus. I work for the devil, and he's kind of getting a bad rap these days, but they say they don't like the devil, but then every move they make supports that he's their best friend. So it's a very confusing time. It's very manipulative, and I miss when just the demons were the ones doing that. Now everyone's trying to take my shit. These are hard times we're living in. I started an OnlyFans. Yeah, it's reached a different level of bad and hopeless, even for a demon. They keep saying, "Oh, the rapture is coming. The rapture is coming." Well, when is the rapture going to come? All over my chest. I'm ready. Back to you.
All right, that'll do it this week. Thank you.
Hell yeah. Yeah. For B-side, I am Jenny Wenger.
And I'm Jeremy Briggs. We'll see you next time. Or we'll be heard next time. I don't know. Yikes! Put that in your pipe and smoke it. I could not find a credited composer in this one, though. I looked. There's nothing on IMDb. There's nothing in the credits of the film. They have a musical executive or something, but
Helen Robinson actually wrote some of the songs, right?
oh, did she? I couldn't find it.
Yeah. I think G Money found that she was credited. Okay. Written by Helen. Yeah. Opening music. Written by Helen. Yeah. So she was kind of the rocker edge behind this.
Well, good for her.
Yeah.
She's the true Dreamaniac. I don't know.
She's like, it's inspired by me. I used to bite dicks. It was my thing.
No, G says it was just written by. The movie was just written by.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay, so it said opening music badass written by Helen.
Right.
So it was. Okay, so it's still a mystery.
It's still a mystery.
Helen shreds. I guess Helen doesn't. But I still stand by this is based on her true life story of biting dicks.
I want to use that as an alias. Helen Shreds.
Yeah,
I love it. Yeah.